It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
A new ad from the Kamala Harris campaign promises to build 3 million new affordable homes if she is elected.
Now, the shortage is an ongoing problem, and Fox 26's business reporter Tom Zizka is taking a look at some of these challenges and the benefits of solving it. Tom.
Caroline, Rashi, we got a little bit of rain and sunshine all at the same time here in Fort Bend County. The census reports that the average price for a new home last month was just shy of $430,000. Since that number keeps growing, neighborhoods like this one, which are all rental homes, continue to grow. The Harris plan to make the American dream of home ownership more affordable will not be easy.
It's a big undertaking, but at the same time, it's kind of like, this is what you've been working hard for.
Crystal Evans has just moved into her newly built home in Acres Homes after years of searching and saving. The process of finding something affordable left a lot of anxiety.
I honestly believe that that is just what many Americans are struggling with today. Like, it's not a matter of them not wanting the home or being able to get into the home. It's, can we stay in the home?
250 to 300,000 is affordable housing now, but only about 40% of the Americans can afford that.
Johnny Hollins specializes in building affordable housing in some of Houston's neediest neighborhoods. We first met him almost 4 years ago as he was starting to develop this property. Now there are 44 homes that are all sold as demand continues to outstrip availability. But costs keep going up. Hollins says material, labor, and land have all more than doubled in price in recent years, which is discouraging for a lot of builders.
If you're doing affordable housing, it's something that you're passionate about. It's not about making money.
To build millions more would take a concerted effort and cooperation that does not currently exist. The Harris campaign has suggested incentives for builders who specialize in first-time buyers and rental properties, and for municipalities to remove regulations that prevent additional construction. Johnny Hollins says it would be a start.
In order to make that work, you're going to have a collective effort mainly from city government, with the permitting process, because, here in Houston, it may take a year to get a set of plans approved.
So outside of the politics and cost of making such a plan work, another factor in making homes more affordable will be in making them smaller. Right now, the median size for a new home is just over 2,100 square feet. Johnny Hollins imagines something closer to 1,500 square feet on smaller lots that make them more affordable for first-time buyers. Watching Your Money, I'm Tom Zizka, Fox 26 News.
Tom, thank you. So tell 26, how much confidence do you have in a candidate's campaign promises? We're asking you right now, and you can go ahead and vote on the Fox 26 News app or scan the QR code that you see on the right side of your screen there and go ahead and vote.
To the price of paradise at a crisis among condo owners in Florida. A new Redfin report shows rising HOA fees coupled with sky-high insurance costs is tanking Florida's condo market. Take a look. This report shows the Tampa housing market had the highest jump in HOA fees year over year, up 17%. That's now costing condo owners an average of $614 in HOA costs. And it's leading to falling condo prices, but no one is actually buying. One realtor emailed ABC Action News anchor Nadine Yanis concerned her condos are not selling.
We just got a tour of this condo in Largo. It's been on the market for 218 days. The realtor says this one is not selling. And this condo also in Largo isn't selling either. This one has been on the market for almost 400 days, and it's on a golf course. It comes as Redfin is reporting that skyrocketing HOA fees and insurance is hitting the condo market here hard.
Well, this condo is a lovely condo.
Realtor Barbara Schmall has done everything she can think of.
I've had 10 showings, and I've done about 30 open houses. Open houses, nobody appears to come to see the properties.
To get movement on the condos she's trying to sell.
This has been on the market for 218 days.
At $214,000.
At $214, a mile to the beach.
And 2 miles away at Village de Golf, it's even worse.
This condo has been on the market for 398 days.
And she pulled the data.
In Pinellas County, just condos currently on the market are 2,691 active listings.
For context there, how many is that? A lot?
Oh, normally it would be maybe 800, 900.
Redfin reports in July, the Tampa housing market saw the highest jump in HOA fees year over year, up 17%, citing two reasons. Reform after the Surfside collapse, forcing condo associations to make safety repairs and pass those costs to condo owners, and insurance costs still rising.
Well, since I've been here since about 2010, my condo fee was around $250. Now it's $670.
Condo owner Jim Bell is on a fixed income. Not only are he and his neighbors about to be hit with an up to $10,000 special assessment for a new roof, but insurance is driving up his monthly HOA too.
You're going to get priced out of it. They just need to get out of our lives, citizens. Just do their insurance thing and leave us alone. Stop changing the laws.
They didn't think about this new law thoroughly or even talk to people who live in these different types of condos.
And that's why you emailed me.
Yes, because we need to get the word out to Tallahassee that you have to do something.
And the calls are growing louder for a special session in Tallahassee to roll back or revise the Surfside reforms. But in a statement earlier this month, Senate President Kathleen Passidomo does not believe it's in the best interest to do so. Instead, she wants to wait until after the elections for all lawmakers to discuss this at next year's legislative session. In Largo, Nadine Yanis, ABC Action News.
All right, I'm going to try to do two videos today. I got two things that caught my eye I want to do a video about. Both of them are related to the housing market and housing and rents and all this crazy shit. Because I'm beginning to see this is a major issue for a lot of people, including myself. Today is Saturday, August 31st. The year is 2024. It's a hot-ass day. I was going to sit outside and do this video, and I realized it's too damn hot. I missed that opportunity this morning. And for some reason, earlier this morning, it was a little bit, I was busy doing something. I was going to do a video about now. Just when I was about 11 o'clock, I said, I'm going to go out there and sit on the deck and do the video. I said, that ain't going to happen. It's too damn hot. It's actually kind of hot in this house right now. I have to turn the air conditioning down. So I think today is going to be another hot day. It's Labor Day weekend. I'm stuck here in Atlanta. I really didn't want to be here, but due to circumstances beyond my control, I just don't like traveling on holiday weekends. Plus, it's just too damn hot. I'm looking at, it's 100 degrees in every place I wanted to go. So, yeah. What is the temperature here? It's going to get to a high of 92 today. It's going to be 85 in Miami. I would have loved to went to Miami. It's going to be in the 80s and 90s. Anyway, listen, y'all. I've did videos about this 1,000 times, and people, every time I do these types of videos, in regards to housing, American houses were never, ever built for single people. And that, in a nutshell, is a problem with what we see happening in the housing market today. Houses have always been built for families, and in many cases, multi-generational families. But what we have today in 2024, and what's been going on in the last couple of decades, and at least the last 20 years, a lot of single people, mainly women, are purchasing homes to live in by themselves. They don't have but maybe no intentions of ever having a partner or a husband or children. The housing market was never meant for this. And so this is why so many of these houses, of course, we know corporations are buying up houses too and using them as rental property. But even then, those rents are not affordable for single people because, once again, whether you're renting or buying, these homes were never meant for one person. Like the lovely black woman who brought her home in Houston, Texas, beautiful house. I ain't seen no husband and kids running around there. Where was he at work? She bought that house by herself. And she gonna be living in that house by herself like every other black woman I know. Everybody I know is living in these homes alone. Paying the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, the upkeep, The water bill, one person in a house, it doesn't make financial sense. It ain't adding up. Yeah, you own the house. That sounds great. One person? Something wrong here. And I'm going to say this again because I live in a diverse community here. Every time I've lived in a diverse community, either white families or Hispanic families or Latino or Hispanic families, those households have always been multi-generational and more than one person. Every time. I look at the houses, I see the cars, I see the kids, I see the grandma. I see all of them living together, whether they're white, Hispanic, Indian. They don't live one to an household. This is something black folks do. It's something we've been doing since the last 20 years, since maybe the late 90s. I want a house. I'm not married. I don't have a husband nowhere in sight. I'm buying this house. I ain't thinking about his ass. I don't have nothing. I'm buying a house. So what we have here, and that's the issue with these homes. One income, one person in a house. This is not what this is designed for. And then when people, I say, yeah, I encourage people to get a roommate. My sister just bought a house. I begged my sister, begged her, pleaded with her, buy a triplex or duplex. You don't need a whole house for yourself. I found her the most perfect duplex. It was beautiful, 3 units. All she had to do was live in one and rent out 2 other ones. Fully renovated. We fought tooth and nail over this damn thing before she decided to buy something else because she just didn't want to be bothered with the renters and she's so worried about this. The place was put in a great area. We did the math. She would have lived there rent-free because the two units might I add were 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. The 2 units were 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. She could at least get $1,500 or plus more, according to the research we were doing, on those units. Plenty of parking, great neighborhood. It would have covered her mortgage. It was totally renovated, new construction, everything. She would have been fine. She couldn't see the forest for the damn trees. So at the last minute, she switched to a townhouse. Her concern was the maintenance. Who's going to cut the grass? And with no grass to cut. But that would have been a perfect living situation for her. 2 units that she could have rented out. She would have been living in those 2 units, renting them out. It would have covered the cost of her mortgage. All she had to do was just focus on maintenance and maintaining the units that they lived in. Of course, I was going to help her get tenants and everything like that. I have my basement completed now. I'm still trying to waving back and forth, but I'm leaning towards go ahead and rent that sucker out because there ain't nobody down there but 2 cocker spaniels running around there. Luckily, they know to go outside and use the bathroom. We have not had any incidents in the basement, which is amazing. They're down there now eating breakfast. I'm taking back out in a few minutes. These homes were never designed. This house that I live in now, this house was not designed for true gaming in. It was never the intention to build it. Who built this house in 1972. This house was built for a family, a wealthy family that had maid service or service inside this house. This house is very big. And I imagine with this damn thing in 1972 when they built this massive house, somebody was maintaining this house on a regular basis. So somebody was here folding clothes, washing stuff. A maid was coming over here on a regular basis, cooking food, right? They were supposed to be working someplace. Now, mind you, when this house was built, there were no I-285. There was no 78 out here. You only got out here through the country roads. So it wasn't like you were going back and forth into the city. I doubt that very seriously. You know, I don't know where they were working at when they built these houses, but I don't think they were driving back there towards downtown Atlanta because there was no way to get there. Not in 1972 when they built these houses. They didn't have 78. They didn't have pumps. They didn't have none of 285. None of that stuff was built at that time. Let me see what year was I-285 built. I don't think it was built in, well, let me see if I can Google that. Oops, let's see if Google would tell me an answer. Okay, so I-285, oh, wait a minute. I was wrong. It opened, let me see. Wait a minute, let's see. It's according to this, it was built in 1969. So I-285 was completed October 15th, 1969. The last stretch. So it was open. And when they built these houses. So I'll take that back. It was built, they just opened it. Now maybe that's what helped this area to grow out here, because they had the I-285 circling the city. So it was completed in 1969. Governor Lester Maddox was the governor. Racist as Maddox is. I don't know y'all know much about Lester Maddox. You can do some research on that one. But anyway, these homes were never built with the intentions of one person living in them. And that's why now people are complaining, the houses are so unaffordable. They weren't built for you, sweetheart. They're still not building them for you. Y'all buying something you're not supposed to be buying by yourself and living in by yourself. It's too expensive. It's too high. Y'all, okay, so this house is a prime example. This house must be heated and cooled 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can't just flick this shit off and go about our business. Mold will grow in this house. Moisture, mold, heat. The house will deteriorate. This house has to be heated and cooled. Cooled in the summer, heated in the winter. It has to be. Or the house will deteriorate. It's such a big home. So the larger the home is, as the man was pointing out in this article, that 1,500 square feet is about what they need to be building houses, bring them down from the houses are too big and the lots need to be small. I can see that. The houses need to be somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 square feet built. I think the problem, because I've built houses before, the problem is going to be whether the house is 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 square feet. The cost will come down some, but I've renovated small houses, I've renovated big houses. They tend to add up the same. Heat and air going to cost about the same. Except you need more units in the larger house. A smaller house may be easier to maintain long-term wise, but the cost to build may be a 1,500 square foot house might be comparable to a 2,100 square foot house. I mean, you're only saving a couple of 500 square feet there. You ain't saving much. The lot size being small, you can probably get more of those houses on there. I see what he's trying to say in that report. He's like the builder saying that we can build more, smaller, we probably get more done. They are probably he might be saving a little bit of money in a lot. I just don't see that. The math ain't math. Maybe you can math if you can build a lot of them. But still, ultimately, I have a problem with the huge amount of people who are making this decision to buy these homes and live in them alone. That goes back to the second news article, the condo market in Florida, which is going through all this hell because of the situation with condo collapsing. With the condos collapsing in Florida, it has created an issue where now they have to, but if condos were more affordable, it would make more sense for a lot of people like myself to be in a condo. Because when I was in Florida looking at condos, this shit high as hell, I couldn't believe it. The association fees, the cost of the condo, social fee, insurance, it wouldn't add up. I said, this shit is high. And that's what's hurting the condo market in Florida. Yeah, they got to go in there. Them units are old. They need to fix them up. They got to do some. But whether they were old or new, that shit was, the prices were unreal. I mean, even on the new construction, the association fees were outrageous. The old construction, but that's where a lot of people who are in a household of one need to be living. Condos are much better to live in for one person because the heating and cooler is cheaper. The cost of maintenance is substantially lower. You don't need all that space. You don't have to replace the roof. You ain't fixing windows. You know, owning a condo would make better sense than a house any day. But unfortunately, in the times that we're living in now, the cost of the homeowners association, the taxes and insurance, it makes it unaffordable. So they need to go back to the drawing board on that. Because people will buy these condos if it makes sense financially. But if it ain't adding up, ain't nobody gonna buy that mess. And right now in Florida, even new unless you're substantially wealthy, unless you're filthy rich, it ain't making no sense. And Florida is becoming a place you better have a hell of a lot of money. I don't know who these people calling me. Florida is becoming a place where you better have a hell of a lot of money if you want to live there. If you don't got no money, it ain't making no sense to drive them U-Hauls to Florida because you ain't going to be able to afford to live there. Florida's really shaping up to be a place for wealthy people. Especially when you get down in South Florida with them homes and condos, that shit high as hell. I went and looked. That's why I ain't went that direction. I love to live down in Florida. But the cost is rather prohibitive. Why did you bring this fan phone off the hook? I'm calling back. Anyway, but condos would make more sense if the association fees were cheaper. I mean, it would have made more sense for my sister, but she was looking at condos, but the prices, it wouldn't add up. Association fees, the maintenance, some of the stuff is just not adding up. I would like to see what would financially make more sense is if the U.S. government got into instead of building houses, they need to build high-rise condominiums. Absorb the cost to build those units and sell them to, that makes more sense as affordable homes because it's more economical, better for the environment. Those units are easier to maintain and heat and cool versus a house. The footprint is smaller. That makes more sense. We got to change the way what we think about living in the United States. Because owning a home, really, what is going on here? Owning a home sounds great, but it's got to be something that makes sense. Condos are better off for most Americans if they are affordable. Meaning the cost to purchase it, the homeowner's insurance, the cost to maintain the building. We know that all that stuff a condo should be way more affordable than a house. But for some reason, it ain't working out that way right now. Houses are cheaper because you can get that homeowners association. But what gets you, because I don't have a homeowners association, but the maintenance is a killer over here. I got to take care of the heating and cooling expenses are higher, yard cleaning, gutters. There's more maintenance here. I just had to put a new roof on this house. Later on, that homeowner, that lady that we saw buying that house up there in Texas, she's going to come a few years from now. She's going to have to come up with maintenance is going to. She's going to have to start with her maintenance, gutters, roof. This stuff deteriorates, paint, all this exterior paint, all that stuff. She in a condo, you ain't got to worry about that. Condos, a good condos, homeowners associations will maintain all that stuff. Soon you can, that's a whole nother political world right there. We do understand. I know I've heard the horror stories about these condos. I do understand. But in a right run situation, a condo would make more sense for most Americans than these houses. They just would be more affordable. That's what I think. But truthfully, I need to be in a condo. Seriously. But anyway, I just wanted to do a video about that. I'm going to do another video about something else I saw that happened in California. But yeah, the housing market was never meant for single people. It just wasn't designed for that. And if you go through most black neighborhoods, that's what you're going to see, a lot of single people living alone. In homes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 6,000 square foot homes. I see it every day. And financially, it doesn't make sense. Because they weren't designed for that. I don't even know who this is. They're just blowing this damn phone up. All right, y'all. So let me get back to the real world. I got too many calls here. Today is Saturday, August 31st. The year is, there's a late damn because some breakfast too empty. I meant to put my eggs on. So I'm boil some eggs while I was sitting here. Today is Saturday, August 31st. The year is 2024. A lot of y'all comments. More roommates, more family members need to be living together in these houses. More generations of households need to be living under one roof. If we, I know y'all can't wait to shoot that down. I know that black never. Y'all don't want to do that. I get it. I do get it. Cause I look at my family, so the niggas would be hell. Cause we just don't have respect for one another. Don't know how to live peacefully, and so we suffer financially. Black people are suffering financially because we cannot live together as a family unit within the same household. Multi-generational families I grew up in, marriages are not working, relationships are not working, family members can't stand each other. That whole dynamic is what's harming black folks and keeping black people in poverty because they're spending so much on housing. And that in a nutshell, while other races, Hispanics, Latinos, Indians, so many other people are managing their households because so many of them live under the same roof. Something that just doesn't seem possible with black folks for some odd reason. So I don't know. Anyway, Saturday, August 31st in August, in the year 2024. I'm out, and I'll do another video after I eat breakfast. Let me get my breakfast started.